Yeah, you can fry them. That's really good. You can either deep fry them or shallow fry them. But really good with like cornmeal.
Tonight we're making pan-fried yellowtail flounder, braised rainbow carrots, and sauteed spinach. First thing we're doing is we're peeling all of our carrots. Now I'm just cutting my carrots up into manageable pieces. First in half, and then, in half again. So to braise our carrots, we're going to take a little lob of butter, about a little less than a teaspoon of sugar, just a little bit of salt. We're going to put that over medium-high heat. We're going to bring that to a boil, and then we'll cover it for 30 to 40 minutes. This is from Julia Child's Mastering the Art of French Cooking. It's carrots braised in butter, but I'm not using the actual amounts because it's for 6 people and 5½ cups of carrots, which I do not have, so everything is very, very small. So we're just using by eye here. Now that our water and butter has come to a boil, we want to turn that down to a slow boil. I turn it down to about medium heat. I'm going to put a cover over it. We're going to let that go for about a half an hour or until soft. We got some great pieces of yellowtail flounder directly from the fisherman. He comes to our farmer's market. This is yellowtail flounder. It looks like they've already been pretty much deboned, but just be careful, you might get some in there, and you're probably going to want to try to pull them out before you try to do anything else with them. We just cracked some fresh pepper and some sea salt. We're just going to rub that right in there just to season it. Not too much. Don't want to overpower the flavor of the fish. So they pan fry so that they're nice and crispy. We're going to dust each one with a little bit of flour on each side. Here's one side. Just get a little more in there. I missed a couple spots. I'm just going to finish off seasoning these with just a spice rub. It's rosemary, ginger. You could easily use anything here, anything with simple flavors for fish. Just really whatever your tastes feel like that night. If you want to go more Mexican, you could usually use something a little more spicy here. If you wanted to go more French, maybe something with a little more rosemary or lemon and thyme. Here we're just going to use, this is rosemary, ginger, so a little bit of a combo flavor here between Italian and Asian. We're going to saute some spinach in this recipe. First I put it in this colander so we can wash it over here at the sink. Cold water. just going to want to rinse this just to get off any dirt that's still on there. Anything else that might be hanging out there on the spinach leaves. You don't want it to be in the food. Here. Nice clean towel. And just pat that to get off any excess water. And that'll be ready for the pan in just a minute. We're going to need a couple cloves of garlic as we're sauteing our spinach, so I'm going to go ahead and smack one with the side of the knife like this. A little harder. That'll make it a little easier for us to peel off all that skin. I'll start releasing some of that flavor as well. We're going to slice them. So we're not gonna dice or crush. I'm just gonna cut off the ends there. We are gonna slice thinly to help infuse that garlic flavor, and it'll also help keep the garlic from burning in the oil when we cook it. You never want burnt garlic, so if you ever see your garlic start to turn that really dark brown color when it's in the pan, you're going to want to ditch it and start over, because that burnt garlic flavor gets into everything. You actually should even wash the pan after that happens. I've done that before. You don't want that burnt garlic flavor in the food. I've started heating up my large fry pan here to cook our spinach. We're going to do that somewhere between medium and medium high. Use a couple tablespoons of olive oil. We'll let that get nice and hot, at which point we'll put in our garlic. We'll let the garlic infuse into the oil, at which point we'll add our spinach. We'll cook it for just a few seconds and then put the lid right on. Now add the garlic. You want to adjust the heat. That's probably a little bit too high. I'm going to turn it down to just around medium. Just let that fry for a few seconds. Now we'll add the spinach. Toss that around. It's not going to take too long to cook. We're just going to let that cook down for just a couple minutes, and then we'll pop a cover on it and take it off the heat. You can smell that garlic getting mixed in with the spinach. You can see how quickly that's already come down in size. We started with a whole pan full of spinach. It's going to reduce really far down, so make sure, plan ahead, because you're going to have less than half the spinach that you would when you started. While we've been waiting, our carrots have been cooking away. You can tell now almost all the liquid is evaporated, and you can really tell they're done when they're fork tender. Look how nice and tender those are. We let our pan get nice and hot. We got some oil in it. Now we're going to put in our fish. We're going to let these cook on one side until they get a nice crisp, at which point we'll flip them over and cook the other side just as much. You don't want to let these go too long. They shouldn't take more than a few minutes on each side. Now we're ready to flip. That's okay. Some of them might break in half. That's perfectly natural. Not going to ruin them. Nice and golden brown. We're going to cook them on the other side so we get about the same doneness. These are looking like they're pretty done now. So I'm going to go ahead and take them off. So we're going to make a lemon brown butter sauce. So first what we'll do, I'm just going to use a little bit of white wine here to deglaze the pan. And that just means use the lime to help scrape off some of these really yummy brown bits that we left from our fish. It's going to help make the sauce really nice and flavorful. And you're probably going to want to turn down the heat quite a bit because you might have noticed that just splattered quite a lot. I didn't realize it was quite that hot, so be careful when you're doing this. Make sure the heat's not too high like it was then. So then we'll just melt in 1.5 tablespoons of butter. I'll squeeze in the juice of a lemon. We're just going to finish this off. I didn't season the spinach earlier with salt and pepper, so I'm going to just do a little bit of each. A little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper. Toss that around. I'm going to add a little bit of pepper to my carrots. And all we need to do now is plate this up. So I'll take piece of fish. Oops, there we go. I'm going to take just a little bit of spinach. Some of our carrots here. Which have a really nice color. And then we're just going to finish that off with a little bit of our brown butter sauce right over the fish. And we are done. Pan-fried yellowtail flounder, braised carrots, and sauteed spinach.